Hello there and welcome. Welcome back to the Bible Study Studio. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge and I am your host, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. Now that we have completed the art of engaging the word exegetically in an everyday expository fashion, we are beginning to delve into the book of Revelation. And so our Revelation study is titled, Only Jesus Makes All Things New. Only Jesus Makes All Things New. And we get that title from the 21st chapter of the book of Revelation, verse 5. And it reads as follows. Only Jesus makes all things new. But this is how it reads in I think it's the NASB version, 1985 NASB version of the text. And he who sits on the throne said, Behold, I am making all things new. And he said, Write, for these words are faithful and true. Revelation 21:5. So that's where we are jerking our title from, straight from the word. That title comes straight from the word. So today I wanted to visit with you and kind of let you know of how this study, how I vision this study to go. And so my vision is that for this week, we will focus on the background information in regards to the book of Revelation, the background information, the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how, and all of that good stuff, which a good portion of that will include a deep look at the Apostle John, a very deep look at the Apostle John. Now, he is noted for writing the book of Revelation, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, and of course, the book of John. So we want to spend some time getting to know this apostle who wrote this book, Revelation. So that is what the bulk of our study for this week will look like. Probably the last 3 days. Tomorrow, we will probably look at just background information for the book of Revelation in and of itself, and maybe some background information for the island of Patmos, in which John was exiled on. So also in this study, we will take, this is a very lengthy study, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but I have some details below in the description box. This study that we are embarking on starts today, and we will end in May. It starts today and we will end in May of 2025. I am a student at BSF and I am involved in this study. Once again, I'm a student and I'm involved in this study here in my hometown. So I go every Wednesday for class and lecture. Every Wednesday for class and lecture. And so we started this particular study, what BSF has titled the hope of Revelation, the hope. They've titled it Revelation, the hope. So we started on September 11th. So I've been studying with them for about a month now. Now, I have also studied the book of Revelation with BSF one other time. And then when I was involved in women's ministry, we studied the book of Revelation as well. And my fourth time studying the book of Revelation has been this past year when my pastor did a several-week deep dive on the book of Revelation. So that's about 4 times that I've studied Revelation before I'm sharing with you. Not to say that I know any more or any less or anything like that. It's just to say that I know a little something about the book of Revelation, have studied it before. So this is not my first time studying, but I will note that This is the BSF workbook for the year. And of course, it starts in September and it ends in May. Starts in September and ends in May. And this is a verse by verse, chapter by chapter, verse by verse study. Now, what we are doing is also a chapter by chapter, verse by verse study. Now, our study will be 26 weeks. And of course, there are 22 chapters in the book of Revelation. So we will try to cover a chapter a week. A chapter a week is what our aim is to cover. And so some weeks it might be a little more, some weeks it might be a little less, but a chapter a week is what we will try to cover in our verse by verse study. Now, below, I have listed below several other Revelation studies that I will be delving into as we study. You can join me in reading these resources, or you cannot. It's up to you. But the study that I did with my church years ago was a study by Anne Graham Lotz, and it's titled Visions of His Glory. Visions of His Glory. So I will be delving into that and reading that. The next study is N.T. Wright, Revelation for Everyone. Revelation for Everyone by N.T. Wright. And this one probably will be my very first purchase, is Blessed by Nancy Guthrie. Blessed by Nancy Guthrie. And I will be reading Jen Wilkins' Eternal King Study, The Everlasting Kingdom by Warren Wisby, Matt Chandler's The Overcomers, R.C. Sproul, The Last Days According to Jesus, Herbert Lockyer, Drama of the Ages, and I do have an NIV commentary that I will be referring to throughout our study. So that is about 9 or 10 resources that I will be reading as we study the book of Revelation. So my hope is to read one about once a month between now and May. So I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 studies and then the commentary. 9 studies and then the commentary. So I'm very, very excited to go deep into the book of Revelation and to share with you what all I'm learning as we study. I will be sharing a PDF on Friday of this week prior to our launching into the verse by verse study. This week is going to just be background on John and background on Patmos and background on the book of Revelation. So that is our focus this week, is just delving into the background and getting a really good understanding of John. I would hope and pray that you would have time to read 1 John, 2 John, and 3 John. They're most interesting. There's some really, really necessary information in those books for us to read and understand. That is all I think I have for us. Like I said, tomorrow we will be doing background on the book of Revelation and the island of Patmos. And then from there, we will delve into our look-see at the Apostle John. It's going to be a deep 3-day look at the Apostle John. Right now, John is just, since I read the Bible through in 90 days, John has just really got me. Like, I'm really interested in John these days since reading through the Bible in 90 days. And incidentally, that's where I came up with this title. I have prayed to the Lord that he would bless me with something significant while reading through the Word this year. And I own It's currently not active, but I own the oneandonlyjesus.com website. And so in 2022, we had only the first ever Only Jesus Women's Conference here in Nashville, Tennessee. And so I was praying to the Lord that he would give me something special in regards to the book of Revelation. And lo and behold, he did. He did shine a light on, the Holy Spirit did shine a light on this particular verse. But note, it's not till the end of the book, Revelation 21:5. Revelation 21:5. Only Jesus makes all things new. And I think we're in a time and a day when many of us need to know and remember that only Jesus makes all things new. We need to know this and remember this, that he is the one that makes all things new. So that's all I have for us today. I hope and pray you have a blessed day in the Lord. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow for our background on the book of Revelation, the island of Patmos, and then we'll be moving toward John toward the end of the week. Thank you, and have a blessed day in the Lord.